Lockdown Imbizo, welcome to it. It's another session. We are underway. Today we are going to be discussing this issue of showing off, the issue of materialism, and the issue of spending beyond your means on expensive brands, be it alcohol or clothing brands. As usual, I'm not alone. I've got the team with me. But quickly, before they introduce themselves, I just want to thank each and everyone once again for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Comment, share, share the content. Let us know if you want to be a part of Imbizo so that we can discuss this bonisane. There's no right or wrong answer. We're all about educating each other and tackling issues that have to do with the society. So now we're going to go around the table. My chance.
Hola, hello, Imbizo. It's had us a lockdown. A good blind chance. It's been long. Mr. Mapillions. Hola, Mvu.
Injo manega mkapile fanale emakhaya le show so le ngxoxa namhlanje ngithanda kabi because it affects us in a very big way and I discriminate umuntu. So yeah, I'm excited about today.
Okay, unepta lona umfana kakhoza umfana uphuma eVutha, but today all the way from Cape Town. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the topic. I think it's a serious one. I think our society is somehow, yeah, I think I'm looking forward to the engagement.
Sure. So, showing off, ukspenda imali on expensive brands, in materialism. I must say, I'm going to come at it from black culture, you know, and I'm not really I can only speak how I see it and how I know it, but it's much more common in black culture. So as a boy, I grew up there, and when I was a teenager, Ikotani started around that time. So it was a thing, you need to dress up a certain way, you need to look a certain way, you need to wear certain brands in order to be appealing. You can't just be tabzangwana, DMD or RM or Carvela or Trek Penny Nike. Do you understand? And then moving forward to even now, some people have in their adult life, they're still very materialistic. What causes this? What are some of the reasons for this?
Hey, I think Paulo Gangani, I mean, as you say, what are the reasons for people wearing Ama brands? I think Okala couldn't want to genuinely like good clothing and good brands. Buy tanda it's their things, their style. I want to buy tanda, and couldn't want to buy inferiority complex. They need to prove a point which so there's there's two coins. There's two sides to this coin. How do they feel about brands? And brands are not a bad thing.
Yeah, and like there are so many facets to this in terms of people buying expensive things and consuming expensive things. So the question was mostly based on people who can't afford. So that's wrong on I don't even know how to explain it to because we figure out you're putting yourself like on a back foot. Uma uzo consuming on a credit. We are go towards makams which isn't doing cash, and then you become over indebted, and then that has other repercussions. But isn't abangazaz less which in the long run which uzo affect kanjani. But cell phone are expensive. And then also another element is that konanda bakhule benga afford izinto. So only now umuntu can now qualify for things. It's a discussion we're having with friends today about qualifying and affording. Tinde shy, which we only look at the fact that we can qualify for it. But the question is that can we afford the lifestyle that we're putting ourselves into? Whether it's that expensive car, or whatever M Sport you want to buy with AMG, but now keeping it is a problem, and then lokho kuzokholela ekutheni uzungene ikweletini. There were some memes circulating that had, I think it was Bill Gates and the Mark Zuckerberg, and I forgot who the third person was, but it's one of the
Trevor, no.
No, Connolly enye billionaire, Trevor Galoni billionaire.
Okay.
Yeah, le Betty Connor, look at these people. There's not even a single Gucci or Louis Vuitton or Prada item abayigqokile emzimbeni, but thina sibizi nama items are expensive esiwagqokayo. And then my argument with that has always been ukuthi bona they already have a name. Ngisho uMark Zuckerberg ngafika noma ikuphi egqoka iskindi from a jog, people will still stand up and listen to them because they already know them. Whereas Tina, we still feel like ukuthi we need to wear expensive things to have a presence because we're still coming up and we're branding ourselves. And also, it also dwells down into who do we look up to? Because if we beggar, ukuba iKhotani didn't just start now or 20 odd years ago. When ubuka ama shows with TV or Baba Jim bekhuluma ngo Firetown, bekhuluma ngama Floshem shoes, ama gold rings ababawagqoka. So it has always been part of the black culture. But the difference is that now we've been granted credit, and then that we are over-indebting ourselves by consuming things we can't afford. Ngizoqeda manje, like in the next 20 seconds. Like uma ngizosibonelo ngeni lezi amadonusa insizwa lezo branded. If you see them flex and show off, bakutshela Clint yonke abayigqokile bayithenga cash. So I'd opt for them abazothenga izinto cash, knowing ukuthi bakhile emakhaya and benzile izinto right ngemalazo yabo before beqale beflex.
Okay, so for me now, it's sorry.
Abobani komodonusa.
What do you say? Okay, so yeah, so for me, guys, it's I don't want to be academic about it, but if you are downtrodden, if you are at the bottom of the food chain, as Black people, I think we've been economically and otherwise, we've been on the other side, and in that space, then what then happens is people always look for something that would actually give them some sense of pride. So it's about pride thing. In the context of South Africa, we lived under apartheid for a very long time. Then suddenly we had freedom. Now, and when I say apartheid and freedom, it's also a question of poverty and now access to means of achieving. Now, these are things that we used to see on my TV, and then all of a sudden you've got access to them. Now, for every person who comes out of the hood, who makes it, it's a pride thing for the family. Now, because we live in a society, and because our society is so closely knitted, everything that you do, now it's unlike, in areas where it's you are some distance away, nobody cares about you. But in the community, it's so much closely knitted that people feel that they need to show that they've actually achieved a certain state of accomplishment. Now, and the only way to do that is by doing something that is visible. So as a parent, sometimes they even do it through their children, whereby if you could not afford expensive sneakers growing up, then you live your life through your kids. So you make them wear those expensive things. If you grow up or attend as Tabiseni school and English was a bit of an issue, as soon as you So it's a form of saying I've achieved a certain status. Now it's got different levels. The levels are that for people about and don't blame the kids and it's the parents as well, because if I couldn't afford, then surely so it's a question of mama, I made it, and this is why the same issue that we have with people buying expensive cars as soon as they start working. Now it's got its own cycle, and I always say that there's nothing wrong with that. But if because we all came out of nowhere, out of dark hole, and now all of a sudden we've got access to these things, and we all did that. I mean, as soon as we started working, we went for this expensive. But it's a question of how long do you stay in that space. So in other ways, do you continue living in that cycle? If that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. Experiment it, do it, but then get over it and move on. And let's get into a space where we build wealth. And that's why you'll see in most cases for people who would always I want an expensive sneaker, but as soon as Lomoto has sevens, and then they don't do the same thing. So they see they begin to see value of Iman. But then you have those who will still continue doing that. So it's a way of showing status. Now, unfortunately, so what then happens is that because we live in an unequal society, not only between the whites and the blacks, but within blacks themselves, there's different classes. Now, people tend to do this thing in front of other people and it makes them feel good, but actually what it does is it actually kills the societal moral fiber, whereby if you're a businessman and the community has helped you to build your empire, and then on Saturday we'll say Mabas or whatever, consuming expensive alcohol, you're actually saying to these people who are supporting you, you know what? Yeah, I'm actually basically we have a cafe in Babu, and that's why then it leads to other things whereby people would rather support than supporting the person. So it's got lots of effects into how we live as a society, and there's competition amongst people, and yeah, I think that's let me just stop here. But there's quite a lot of things that this thing has actually given to. But my parting shot on this is that we it's good to experience it, but get over it and move on, build your wealth, and let's help create the economy.
I think
okay. Yeah, Naba.
Okay, no, like Vumelana naye ukhoza when it comes to lendaba yokuthi it's we need to be focusing on building your wealth, because in more so we know how over indebted people are and how expensive cars are, but the problem is that all we want to flex and show. It's basically like that alpha male thing, which right now money is power. Yeah. So, and then how do you see what you need? Because you can't be posting your bank statements. Basically, the things that you have, because we can't tell if you got them on credit or you bought them cash. Yeah. And it's good to experience it. But then who bought an quite an expensive car. I've known him for years, and ngimbuza ngathi mina ibaf imoto ebiza kanjena, and he was like to me, uyazi la bafeng suka khona, and lento yona ezojabulisa inhliziyo yami ngenze ngikwazi ukuvuka ekseni emsebenzini. Yeah. So with him I could discern and understand where he was coming from when he got that car. And the thing is that what I've also observed in his pattern of behavior, he's never flexed on anyone. His lifestyle basically and the way he is and how he treats people never changed. So, and just for the audience, the talk is more on people showing off, not people who are basically consuming it for themselves, but they are consuming it. They are the ones consuming it, but for omunyu muntu, mangigqoka isicathulo sika 7,000 unebuthalo ugqoka sika 800.
To a certain extent, this topic, I want to add, because my thing is, I think it's a mindset thing, and as long as Black people we're still stuck in that mindset that no, we can have excuses you can have excuses to convince yourself to spend money. That's a fact. That's why even when you get paid or whenever you get your money, those that are hustlers, whenever you've got money in your account, it's easy to come up with an excuse to spend money. Even if it's on buying a hamburger or whatever. So now the mindset here, I once read something that said, if you can take all the wealth in the world and divide it equally amongst all the people in the world, over time you'll find out that those that were rich will be richer again, and those that were poor will be in the same position that they were in before the whole thing. Meaning they'll be poor again. Why?
Yeah.
Because it's the mindset. So once you carry that consumerism mindset where you consume and consume and consume, then you're not going to go anywhere. And that is the problem with Black people, because that is where we are. We constantly come up with excuses to consume. And if you look at all the other races, all of them, they've got one thing in common when they start a business. Their target market is a Black person. Whatever product they make, be it it's a white corporate or a white company, their target market, Black consumer. An Indian family that is starting a business, target market, a Black consumer. A Pakistan family, and so on and so on. The list goes on. So that is where I just wanted to add, which I think that's where we're making problems as Black people, and we need to start now changing our mindset and shifting it more towards wealth preservation, more towards investing for our kids. Some may not have kids, but just investing. Like you must have wealth that lives longer than you, long after you are gone.
Yeah. So Tabiso, to add on that, I think it's a pride thing. It's a sense of so what is that one thing that as Black people we are pushing for? So you've mentioned all these nations, and it's just one thing that keeps them closely knitted. Wherever you find them, if they need a service on any other thing, the person who's going to provide that service is of the same race. So let me not get into that argument, but what I'm trying to say is that unless we identify as a community and we hold each other accountable, and to say, you know what, umtana owenza 1, 2, 3. I'll make an example. Before I moved to Stellenbosch, I thought my car needed to be upgraded. That's what I thought. Like, you know what, I felt like, you know what, I better and I go to Stellenbosch, and then you realize that, oh, you know what, it's a different mindset altogether. Now, here's the thing. My mindset changed, but what changed my mindset is the external environment. The fact that, oh, you know what, nobody has an issue with me driving this car. In fact, my car is amongst the good-looking cars, whatever. So, you know, it needs to be a societal thing. As an individual, yes, you can do that. But I always say that generationally, it can improve. I mean, I always use an example with my kids. I take my kids to Mr. Price. I take my kids to, my kids never wear these expensive brands. Why? Because the second generations, then you sort of introduce them to different ways of thinking and to say, what makes you stand out? So what gives you value, you know? If in other areas, if value is about wearing the most expensive shoe, then that's a problem for me.
Yeah, I hear you guys, what are you saying, but I think bringing it back to the topic as to why people the flag is because I think singabantu slimele yabona slimele emqondweni ukuthi what is valuable to you. I wonder, we see value as something that's material, but value is something as instead of something that isn't within yourself. I want, so we believe Guti what I present in a panel is actually what I am inside, instead of presenting your inner man in a panel. So we as a people need to understand what is our values, and in so doing we'll find a way to help our nation. I want us to stop this notion of consuming things for the sake of being recognized as which they've arrived. I'm here. Thankfully, imagine X7 or in Anzaz. So I think we need to come to a point where we need to our brothers and what is it that what we're really about? Look at a company like a bank I know, who they're targeting abantu who are from a lower income. I want to go to person, but giving them the best value for their money. Because what I mean, they want these black cards, I want this is fancy, but this bank came in with a simple concept, which to give people a service, and that's it. But not the same thing. You know what I mean? So
can I ask a question, guys?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? Nasebenza eStellenbosch. Why nginganohlala ekhaya manje or ngiyohlala ekhaya elitsha and rent a back room or have a house gas?
For me, let me tell you for me now.
Yeah, Nama, okay.
Because you guys were renting.
The reason why I didn't go to a college or a kasi is because I didn't feel I was safe there. And
okay.
So and I won't be able to pay that. That's my reason.
Okay, forget it. Okay. Let's move away from Ikailish. I know that, but Askulmeng is so it's okay. I guess the point that I'm trying to drive across, because I think we now addressing the other issues, not the reason. Yeah.
No, because I had two reasons.
Yeah.
Right. I've lived in Makaya. I've lived in a township in Laz.
Yeah.
Right. And I've seen the good and the bad side. So one layer safety I born which I go safe. But the other thing is that my parents have worked so hard and I've worked so hard. Which I need to be in a better environment as over conducive. Which as much as my experience in Cape Town in Stellenbosch wasn't amazing, right? I'm even skeptical about going there just to visit based on other issues which we'll touch on the upcoming things. But what I learned from there was the mere fact I saw people with 4.5 million property, driving motor which was less than 100,000. Yeah, ratio of cars to property was so low. So the mindset that I had with the guys that I even interacted, because for me, like I gym a lot. It's basically like you going for a golf to interact with people. So I meet a different breed of people, and so was communicator and I was and network and have different conversations and so on now.
Yeah.
So and in terms when they criticize the logish, people take offense. Because it's one and it's even much worse. Much sure we are speaking from the point of privilege.
Yeah.
Like I think it was if we are clubbing on weekends,
yeah. Okay. So the point that I was trying to point across was that someone will look at us and say, these guys, Patatimali, Boyorenda, and they pay close to 10,000 a month on a 2-bedroom or 7,000. Now, isn't that a form of consumption on its own? Especially if you are not owning the property you are renting. So my spend or my consumption would be different to your consumption. So for instance, a CEO of a company who has a yacht and everything else has a different way of flexing as opposed to someone else or a cover. Don't you then think that there's different ways of seeing or, I mean, like we're dealing with the lockdown now. You're comfortably sitting in your home. You've got 3 bedrooms that you can walk around. And, so are we not?
So this boils back to the thing is, what is value?
Yes.
If me going to a club and popping bottles, like, let's be honest, is that value?
That's what okay, defend the point. Okay, well, defend the point.
That's better than where you were, because it's closer to hospitals, it's closer to schools, the roads are better, there's proper sanitation around. That actually improve your standard of living and your health on its own.
Maslow hierarchy of needs. Safety being the
and just to add on, Futi, it all belongs on if you can afford. And if you can afford, then why not? I have a problem if you can't afford, and maybe you afford and then you're forced to go and stay cheesy or it's cheesy. But if you can afford and it's not on credit, I don't see a problem with that, to be quite honest. Because obviously, in Maslow's hierarchy of need, I'm gonna go with a place that's safe for me, that I'm going to feel whenever now during lockdown I can chill at home and not worry about much. If I have a car, my car is parked safe and nothing's gonna happen to it.
Yeah.
No, but
so there's something I wanted to say.
Better Josie, because Josie they're much better. Finished.
Okay. Exactly. Same here. And I know
if I to go back to I'm being honest with that.
Okay. So
and based on the environment, ngizocela ukubuyela back to amanye amaphuzu washilo ukuthi angiskiphile because angikwazanga ukuqeda kona. Lento obukhuluma ngayo ngokuthi uma ukhulele lokishini i-mindset injani, it's all about environment and tuning ourselves on our head to think differently. The challenge is now is that even the people we look up to, they flex and stand. And it's the conversation I was having the other day with politicians are not politicians in South Africa. Bafuna celebrities will stand. Musicians will stand. Entrepreneurs will stand. Even people who've gone through school and going academics and work in corporate, they still stand and flex. So it's basically a culture overall. There is no isolated segment of South Africa where no one is flexing. Lento buyisho back on the entrepreneur, business elokishini, mase suka lapho uzohamba aye esentini ayodakwa khona, athatha ama live thing on Instagram, asho ukuthi mina ngidla uchips phela kamnandi.
And then when I'm a supporter food after that.
Hey, but on Twitter every day, people who are entrepreneurs, which angazi noma magama ngivumelekile nokwasho, because angibanqeni vele bengingabasho ukuthi bangobani.
But I want to correct that thing. There is also this thing. Okay, so I own a business, and then yes, you supported my product or whatever offering I have.
No. Look,
or should I feel bad about it? And why does it make you feel as if I'm flexing?
No,
because we're talking about but let me finish my point. My point. So similarly now, we spoke about Stellenbosch. There are certain people that we know, but own a company and whatnot. When they go and spend their money, we don't have a problem with that. But we are supporting. But we are supporting. What is rubbing? Is Instagram live rubbing? If a person is one for social media, they express themselves through social media.
No,
if a person is for pictures, they express themselves through. If I come to you, that's flex. It's more disrespectful. I'm showing off with
no, and that's what
but
they
just
do.
Me,
that's what they do.
There is nothing wrong.
Any high school dropout actually flexed. Ayina qualification ayifundanga. Kodwa mina buka ukuthi ngenze njani. Ime kuma Bentleys ayi.
It's actually story ke baba. A certain soccer player agcoke iLacoste. Wahamba edakeni la kunamanzi khona. Bathi abantu hey ndoda why uhamba umosha isicathulo? Bathi yayibona ingwenya le. Hamba emanzini in. we know this. The same people that you support will, in your face, Bakcharuti, you are nothing. I'm better than you. All I'm saying is you can do that, but you'll suffer the consequences. Not that people do not want to support. People who want to support, but if uzothi game uphinda mina futhi lo othengisa inkokuwe uzongiqhomela hayi asazi.
Okay, so you'd rather go and support international or other brands rather than give back, invest money back into your community. And maybe that person uzokula one day, pay and that person can give back to the community. But okay, chance, because it's a black business ultimately. And if a black business thrives, then we thrive as a black nation. That's all I'm saying. But
absolutely.
We don't have time.
You're right.
If you've got a business, the two most important part of your business are your employees and your customers. So you can't be disrespecting abantu and isolate yourself from your business. Because if you've got a business,
time, Jen.
Guys,
I want to ask you one question. Do you think people buy your product or people buy you?
People, depends, but people buy your product.
No, people don't buy the product. People buy you. So, yeah.
Okay.
You
see, you're
brand.
starting something. No. Wait. They are wrong, and then that's where black businesses fundamentally get it wrong. Once people buy you, if you die today, you are going to die with your business. If you start to position your product and your brand as something, wait. Let me finish. Because that's why PAC, I'm going to get political. PAC died when Robert Sobukwe died because of this thing.
Listen.
Okay.
Listen, Tabiso.
Let's close it. It's a discussion we can have on a different day. But I'm of the opinion that if you attach your brand, your company to you too much, if something happens to you, that's how you die. And it happened with so many.
When we say you, we are not talking about you as the owner. We're talking about the values that you stand for. We're talking about the why of your business.
Yes.
Now, but that's now business management 101.
We don't buy what, we buy the
no.
We would have to unpack that. Time. We don't have time.
One thing.
Fast.
How that guy, Lamlungo, Chris, or poster what there are no black people around. When's the business like?
Chance, the thing is now I don't have time to really process and answer because now I'm anxious about time. We're about to be cut off. But
no, it's fine.
Down
The
in
topic
Imbizo,
for another
it was yes, it was a great topic. It's great to always have these debates and these discussions. Lockdown in Imbizo, Buffett, stop showing off. It's unnecessary. But those that are showing off, don't punish them. Man. If a black business wins, yeah, we all win. You understand? As a black nation, we don't have black schools, we don't have black brands. We're still struggling. We're struggling as a people. Because you are still, exactly, Hennessy is winning.
Yeah, because you as a black person, you didn't invest in your community. You didn't